Queensland is steeling itself for some hellish weather over the next 24 hours as tropical cyclone Marcia starts to show her teeth off the state's mid-north coast.
It is still packing enough venom to inflict damage south to Brisbane and beyond.
The State Operations Centre opens only during major events like ex-tropical cyclone Marcia. For us, it's the place where we coordinate all of our responses across the state, including our planning, logistics and intelligence.
Based on predictions, we're also undertaking preparations to put emergency alerts as part of the evacuation planning that we're doing this afternoon. This whole room is about supporting the incident controllers out at our respective areas, and they are essentially coordinating our volunteer workforce, which actually go out and provide the services that the New South Wales State Emergencies provides. Can someone get me the latest flood watch? Wollumba will become isolated.
Yep.
At some stage this afternoon.
So that's about 7,000, 8,000 people. The Bureau's issued a moderate flood warning, but they haven't predicted the peak of that flood, so there's a lot of uncertainty because of the rainfall. When the Bureau issues those warnings about the river levels, the SES will put out a public document that's called a flood bulletin, saying, you know, in response to these predictions, this is our safety advice.
We're in the process of preparing for a severe East Coast low, which will deliver localised or riverine flooding to the Tweed Shire.
2005, this flooded and then it flowed straight into the back of here and all of this area went underwater. A lot of water in a very short period of time does not do us any favours.
We will be producing probably close to 2,000 sandbags in anticipation for the localised flooding, as well as preemptive warnings to make sure that the community is advised.
A lot of people have been ringing up, what do we do? Clean your guttering, make sure there's no rubbish where your outlets are, your drains are clean, just to make sure that everything is prepared for yourself.
The SES have been great on a couple of levels. We're on flood liable land, so that we're better to be prepared, was their advice.
Being prepared as communities is really important, not just so that we don't have as much work to do when the time comes, but prepared communities are stronger communities.
Anyone that gets stuck here, you're not going to get them.
No, that's pretty wild down here, right?
We've still got another, probably at least 2 or 3 metres to come up before it's at its peak. Flood intelligence, any real change?
The region is positioned to issue an evacuation warning to the community in the next hour or so. So when it comes to evacuations, there is a lot of discussion in the community and not all people will react. Our simple message is that if you don't feel comfortable, you know, take the early opportunity to leave.
As far as I'm aware, there's approximately 12 families up there. There's one elderly couple, I believe.
So there's no other way out?
No, this is a dead end road. There are crossings further up, but there's no actual access out either end of this road now.
Yeah, you wouldn't want anyone going through there to know it.
No, so who knows what's under that water.
It's fair to say that through the day the planning has just been de-escalating, so all of the evacuation warnings and orders are on hold for the moment.
Encouragingly for us, there's a lot of that rainfall is falling in the ocean. We could have experienced a lot more if that event had been about another 50 kilometres to the west.
In the end, the event passed without any significant incidents, although it was still a very busy period for SES volunteers. We were lucky, though, not to have any flood rescues, which is unusual but also really good. It means people were listening to the key messages, they were staying safe, and our volunteers were able to get on with just the main task of making sure communities were looked after.
If you have any more worries, just let us know.
Yeah, I will.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.